I think climate, I think jobs, good paying jobs, union jobs. By the way, I'm serious. Look, let me get one thing straight about unions. The reason I'm so pro-union, the middle class built America. Wall Street did not build the middle class. Unions built the middle class. That's why. That's not a joke.
Big news, you should keep an eye out for this. Hundreds of thousands of families will finally be getting their tax money back, and that's thanks to a new state budget plan that has just been approved. It's upcoming deadline for those who will be able to get their payments. And according to almost 750,000 Arizona families will soon see more money in their pockets thanks to a tax rebate that Republican lawmakers inked to the current budget. The Arizona families tax rebate was a demand of the conservative group of lawmakers, and now during this year, it's in a negotiation. They got what they wanted, and that means you might soon get a little financial help. According to the Arizona Department of Revenue, an estimated 743,000 taxpayers are expected to benefit from this. The rebate is available to year-round residents who claimed Arizona's existing tax credit for dependents and owed at least $1 in taxes during 2019 and 2021. Qualifying taxpayers will get the rebate for up to 3 dependents, and for dependents under 17, the rebate is $250 per child. Spokesperson has actually confirmed that the Department of Revenue has deadlines for this to get the rebates out before November. And now, also the state is working to identify people who qualify and will distribute rebates automatically, based on the most recent tax information. The Department of Revenue says that the rebates will be delivered via direct deposit or paper check in the mail, and that will come with a written explanation that makes clear the money is in the state rebate. Refund that's given to each resident who files an income tax return for the previous fiscal year. In the first round of distributions is set to be received on or before September 12th. And with 2 additional distribution dates scheduled for September 9 and 13, according to the governor's office, those who have not filed tax returns, owed money to the government, or filed their taxes after July 31st will receive their checks 10 weeks after the Department of Taxation receives documents. The governor said in a statement, "It's my hope that the $300 million in tax refunds begins to go distributed so far, bring some relief to the hardworking people in the state of Hawaii who were hit hard by the crisis." According to the governor, the amount each person will receive as part of a refund is determined by the person's filing status, adjusted gross income, and the number of claimed exemptions. Single filers earning an annual income of under $100,000 will receive one-time checks of $300, with single taxpayers with a higher gross of income receiving $100. Married couples who file joint returns are also set to receive $300 as part of the one-time payments. In addition to the stimulus checks, Hawaiians can look forward to the state's minimum wage being raised for the first time since 2018. The bill approved by Governor Ige raises the minimum wage of $10.10 per hour to $12 an hour starting October 1st. Also, some good news for you guys that live in Indiana. They can expect to see another $200 in your bank account after Indiana lawmakers approved a second set of payments during the special session. This cash comes from the state surplus. Governor Holcomb pitched the idea of a $225 check to help Indiana residents struggling with high gas prices and inflation. In the Indiana House bill and Senate took approaches to different inflation relief checks. The House plan mirrored the governor's proposal and includes payments of $225 to residents, while the Senate plan, on the other hand, includes a proposal to... It's on the way right now, everybody. More and more fourth stimulus payments have been approved. Congress is going to take huge action this week to establish new financial assistance programs, and millions of Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and RRB beneficiaries can expect to receive new stimulus payments. States have announced their action plan to address the rising cost of living that so many people are facing. President Biden has also made announcements on how the White House plans to further lower prices for the American people.
This means taking health care to the people, often the hardest to reach and often left out and the most medically underserved. So I urge President Biden to sign this bill into law without delay to improve health outcomes across the board and make a positive difference in people's lives. Thank you, and I yield back.
And while U.S. gas prices have come down from the highs seen this summer, they are still clearly weighing on President Biden, who today repeated demands for oil companies to charge less. During a meeting of the White House Competition Council, Joe Biden said last month, "The price of oil worldwide is down, and we haven't seen the lower prices reflected at the pump." Meanwhile, oil and gas companies are still making record profits and billions of dollars more in profit. And according to the AAA, U.S. oil futures fell 9.2% in August. Gas prices during the same month were also down. Exciting news, the lawmakers are considering monthly stimulus checks, and these payments automatically deposited for millions of people. Democrats are pushing for new checks to be worth at least $300, and now the child tax credit, which was temporarily expanded through the American Rescue Plan, had the existing credit of $2,000 per dependent under age 17. It was increased to around $3,600 per dependent under 6 and $3,000 per child under 6 through 17. Half of the enhanced sum was made available through monthly payments starting last July, up to $300 per child under 6 and up to $250 per child under 18. Families could claim the remaining money when they filed their tax returns for the year, and Democrats had hoped to renew some more generous credits this year. But the key legislation they hope to pass through the Build Back Better bill has fallen apart, and Joe Manchin is the one to blame. He is opposed to renewing the payments without additional work requirements, and it's all on Joe Manchin now. Democrats and advocates are hoping to get one more go at renewing the enhanced child tax credit this year. Adam Rubin, a campaign director at an advocacy organization that promotes extending economic power to all Americans, told reporters, "I feel better about it than I have at any point in 2022. A number of signs are pointing to new momentum. President Biden called the enhanced child tax credit one of the most effective programs we've ever seen at a recent White House conference, and Joe Biden also said, "That's why my national strategy calls on Congress to expand the child credit permanently. We'll get it done more this time." And recently released census data shows the credit expansion has helped reduce child poverty by more than 40%. That prompted Democratic lawmakers like Michael Bennet of Colorado, Sherrod Brown of Ohio, and Cory Booker of New Jersey to call for extending the enhanced credit before the year ends. The post-election period, everybody, could be a key opportunity for revisiting the proposal. It's a more optimism time compared to last year, as lawmakers are at a year-end tax deal to revisit corporate tax cuts put in place in 2017. Advocates hope an enhanced child tax credit can be included in that package. And Brown said in a recent interview, "No more tax breaks for big corporations and the wealthy unless the child tax credit is with it." According to Elaine Magg, an expert at the Urban Bookings Tax Policy Center, there were the few key features behind the success of the 2021 credit, in addition to the higher credit amounts that monthly payments. And now, the credit was made fully refundable. That made it possible for low-income households to access the full credit. Plus, don't forget about this, everybody. Experts say that when lawmakers negotiate on new terms, an enhanced child tax credit may not be as generous as the 2021 crisis-era relief. Now, child poverty is poised to increase relative to last year. Economists have said that Congress had a real choice on whether or not to take action and stern some of the rise in poverty, and the work requirements may be a sticking point in the negotiations between the two parties. Over the past few months, Mitt Romney has pushed for a Republican-friendly version of the enhanced expanded child tax credit that he hopes could gain bipartisan support.